Minecraft. In this episode of Exploration and Tactics with Brian, we're going to do, the usual stuff. We'll find another nether fortress, we'll engage some blaze in melee combat and kill off a bunch of blaze and get a bunch of blaze rods. We will build an Enderman farm in the sky and have a cool way to fight and kill Endermen to get Ender pearls. Just usual average stuff. Exploration and Tactics, Episode 13. Let's get started. Hello, we are back at the Northern Arch Base, and I was just watching, or looking at the comments on, I think it was episode number 7, when I was first going into the Nether, and as usual, people spotted stuff on the screen that I did not. But basically, right near where we come out in the Nether, it seems like there might be a fortress right over there, and so I want to explore that, and I am bringing you all along. And so, here's where we come out in the Nether. This oh-so-friendly place. And I think it was over in this corner or this corner, somewhere right around here, where I was peeking over an edge, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look like there's anything down there, when in fact there was apparently another fortress down there. And I think it was right around this corner. Yup. And so it doesn't look like much, but this perfect vertical black line is a pillar to another fortress, I believe. And so apparently there's another fortress right here. And yes, let's go explore it because it's nearby and possibly we can find some easier to access blaze spawners. And before I do that, I want to kill zombie pigmen just because I'm in the mood. Aha! And interesting, this one isn't very far away. Alright, now he's coming over to see me. So I guess just like other mobs, they have to be within 16 blocks of you or whatever before they're aware of you, but then they might start running towards you and attacking you. And so of course now I'm worried about the fact that I'm going to be trying to climb down somewhere and I might have zombie pigmen chasing me. So there is definitely a whole lot of lava there, and so I need to try to find a good way to get down from here over to there, or I could just try to dig through the wall, because it seems like this nether fortress pillar is going all the way up, and so possibly I could just walk into the side over here. Actually, let's try that. I'm basically going to try to dig over to the side and see if we can come out somewhere where we end up kind of on top of the bridge or the pillar or whatever's happening over here with the nether fortress. So I'll do some digging and see you all in a moment. I realized I had hardly any wood on me. Oops, there is a ghast. And so I was walking back to fetch some wood, and in addition to the ghast, who I will destroy like that, there is a huge magma slime over here. And so I wanted to go check this guy out, because the big ones look pretty cool. He's huge, look at him! And then they look just kind of like the little ones, they kind of like separate into pieces as they jump up, and I'm sure that he can deal damage to me, and so as much as I enjoy looking at him, I also just need to kill him. If I can. Wow. 4 hits? 5 hits? How many hits is he going to take? There we go, and now he breaks into smaller ones, and these guys can still even hurt me. And they break even into smaller ones, and oh, they're so cute! But they don't drop any items. But they will give me wind chimes! Wind chimes, wind chimes. I like killing anything, just so I can get the wind chimes. And the wind chimes from killing the ghast as well. Alright, in any case, that was a little distraction. I'm going to go get a little bit better supplied, and then I will continue to head over to the nether fortress that we recently discovered. So I'll see you all in a moment. Okay, so I managed to dig a hallway over through the nether rack, and with a little bit of probing, I found some nether fortress bricks. And so, we appear to be in the top of it. I had switched to an iron pick just because I was tearing through so much nether rack, and it was doing so much durability damage to my diamond pickaxe, which seemed like a waste. But it appears that we can kind of drop into the fortress over here. I'm going to make a stairway down to make it easier to get into, but yeah, we'll enter the fortress over here and explore. Okay, so I made a staircase down, and now we are inside the fortress, and over here, it seems to just open up into the nether proper. And to avoid ghasts seeing me, I have been just kind of boxing these off with cobblestone. So that just exits into nowhere, but let's continue looking around and see what else we can find inside this nether fortress. because if it's anywhere near the size of the last one, there should be plenty to explore. And we have some netherrack ceiling over here, which is exactly what I was hoping to see. I see another one of those farms down there. All right. But yeah, with the netherrack ceiling, it's possible that we'll find a blaze spawner that's kind of more self-contained. What is that over there? I guess it's just soul sand, but it looks pretty cool. There's more fortress over there, and it looks like I need to go down in order to continue across. So, let's see what we find. We've got some of these plants, and I'm still trying to learn to discern, but I believe these guys, yes, are big enough, and this guy is big enough that I can go ahead and harvest them. So I think basically if with the nether wart, if you hit the nether wart before it's fully grown, you get 1 piece, but if you wait until it's fully grown, you get like 3 or 4 pieces when you knock it down. And since it's just soul sand, I don't think you have to crouch around when you're trying to walk on it, simply because there's no such thing as like tilled versus untilled with the soul sand. And so that is kind of handy. But I am getting a few more free pieces of nether wart, but I'll go ahead and replant them here. I already have my own little farm. And we'll continue to explore this thing. And since it was very big, I am now trying to do a methodical strategy where basically I'm doing follow the left wall. And in this case, this ended up being a dead end. And so I'm marking the dead ends slightly differently than I usually do. Still 3 torches and an arrow, but just kind of pointing down the dead end hallways directly. And we'll just continue exploring and see what we find. A lot of these will probably be dead ends. Yep, this is another dead end. But eventually, we'll find some that lead somewhere interesting, I'm sure. And so, as I do this exploring, I'll probably edit some out again, and I will see you guys when I find something interesting. Oh my gosh! Wow. I almost just fell off into that because I didn't even see it. Wow. Wow. That was very fortunate. Oh my goodness. The nether blocks in general are just so dark, and it's so easy to not notice the edge. Okay, I hear blazes, and so there they are. It must be just around the corner. Alright, there's a blaze rod, and there's the blaze spawner. Oh, perfect. It seems to be what I was looking for. A blaze spawner that's enclosed. Yes, this is perfect. So I think this will be a very good blaze spawner to farm. Now obviously I could get super, complicated with it and build a blaze farm. Etho had a nice video for strategies for building blaze farms with pistons that would kind of bring them all down into one area, and you could then farm them pretty safely. But at the same time, I think it's pretty safe in an enclosed area like this where they're only going to spawn 1 and 2 at a time, mostly to just kind of fight them as they spawn in order to pick up blaze rods as well as gain a little bit of experience. And so I think that's probably as much farming as I'll do, at least for right now. But I'm just going to kill a few of these guys. Assuming I don't die in a fire too much. Because you do, so long as you have full food bars, regain health, and when they're enclosed in an area like this, 1, they can't get too far away from you, so you can always hit them with your sword, and 2, what was number 2 going to be? Oh yeah, there's fewer places for them to spawn, and so it's likely that they're only going to spawn 1 at a time, as opposed to 2 or 3 at a time, and so I think this is a very fortunate find in terms of being able to farm blaze rods, and blaze rods are used for a whole lot of things. Yeah, if you manage to catch him like right as he spawns in this enclosed area, I can kill him pretty easily with my diamond sword. And so blaze rods are used for a number of things. Wow, I've got five of them already. That's just outstanding. Both for more potion brewing stuff. They're used for a bunch of potions. They can be used with the ender pearls to make ender eyes that you can go find a stronghold. And so these are really useful items to have. And so this enclosed blaze spawner is going to be really, really handy. And so my plan is to just fight a few more here right now. Then I'll go back to exploring the rest of this fortress, because I still haven't explored all of it. And so maybe I'll get up to, I've got 5 blaze rods now, maybe I'll try to get up to 10 blaze rods, and then I'll go explore the rest of the fortress. Oops, hello. Yeah. I'm wearing iron armor. You don't scare me. Alright, the fire does scare me a tiny bit, and the fact that I'm not regaining health because I haven't been eating enough also should scare me a little bit. And it looks like possibly, yes, there's an edge here that I might fall off of and they might fall into. And so I also need to make sure... Well, I'm going to kill off the next one and then I'll close that off. Right. I need to make sure that these areas are closed off so we don't have me falling to my death down in one of those corners, and so we don't have blazes and the blaze rods falling down there. But now I think this is all totally enclosed. Alright, so I'm going to farm a few more and then I'll continue exploring. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, there's success, and then there's success. I am coming back with 9 blaze rods, a gold nugget, another gas tier, and 34 extra nether wart. The reason I finally came back is I noticed that my iron armor from fighting the blazes was really getting low, and I want to go ahead and replace it. I didn't realize at the time that I had more iron on me, and so I could have crafted some more. But in any case, that was a very successful journey into the Nether. I did not finish exploring the entire fortress because I wanted to get these items back home, and so I think we will do a little bit more exploring in the Nether in perhaps the next episode, perhaps a future episode, I'm not sure. But for now, I am just really happy to have all of these blaze rods, which we can use for crafting a whole bunch of other things at this point. And I know you can just turn a blaze rod into blaze powder, and so I'll go ahead and turn some of it into that, because I expect we'll need it. But I'm going to take a look at some crafting recipes, and so I will see you guys in a little bit. I would like to get more ender pearls, and I was thinking about a number of possible ways that you could build enderman farms, either using pistons, or you could just make a general mob trap with fall damage, where you just have a big mob tower in the sky where mobs spawn and then fall to their death. But those have never been quite my style. I like trying to do both something that's creative and something that lets me still fight the mobs. And so I've created this. It's not terribly efficient right now, although I'm sure I could improve it. But basically, we have this nice little tower in the sky that I'm going to try to swim up. And it's got fences all around, and the idea is you spend the night up in this tower, and you're far enough away from most everybody that you don't have to worry about things like skeletons trying to shoot at you and whatnot. Hold on, let me get up the ladder here. But you do have a good vantage point over the plain, and I didn't pick the best plain. There's a lot of ocean in sight here, and so it would be better to pick this like out on like a big desert or something where you had plenty of places for mobs to spawn, and it would also be good to light up all of the caves kind of underneath in order to prevent mobs spawning below ground, so they all want to spawn above ground. So the spawn rate is not very good. But the idea is you can stand up here, the fences prevent me from walking off, but at the same time give me kind of good visibility to kind of look around. The waterfall that I have created right here also means that enemies won't be able to stand right below the tower, so I'll kind of be able to see them around the edges as well. And the idea is, when the moon is rising, the moon is down to kind of like a little sliver crescent over here. When the moon is rising and the sun has gone down, enemies will start to spawn, and when I see an Enderman, I can look at him, he'll teleport over and then teleport into this little arena, and then I can, have a battle to the death with the Enderman. And I can use that to try to get ender pearls. And so this is kind of a simple farming technique that's really easy to build, and is still kind of fun to use. And I prefer that to kind of like general traps where you just kind of like, spend 4 hours building a huge thing and then you just sit back and watch it get thousands of items. Like, it's pretty interesting in terms of like the fact that you can do that and learning all the mob physics to do that. But at the same time, I feel like this is more fun for me. And so I see some creepers spawning out here, and yeah, some other guys will start spawning soon. There's a zombie over there. And so I will bring you guys back in when I see an Enderman, and then you can see how this thing works. There's some skeletons too. Shouldn't be long. Alright, I see another one. Let's see. I guess I have to be looking over the fence to see him. Alright, he's aggravated. There he is teleporting down there. Now I'll try to teleport up here, right behind me probably. Okay. Sometimes they seem to teleport onto the fence posts, which makes it especially difficult. There he is. There he is. Yes! Alright. And so I feel like I'm at least giving them a sporting chance when they teleport up here, and we're just, duking it out in the arena, as opposed to just some kind of silly mob grinder that makes it way too easy. Pretty much every time they teleport up here, they seem to get at least one hit on me just to kind of like start things off. And sometimes they teleport up on the fences and get a few hints, and sometimes I accidentally like hit them too high and they teleport away. So yes, this is fun and exciting. Alright, some more Endermen spawned. I'm going to go ahead and look at both. They'll both teleport over here perhaps. We'll see what happens. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Alright, there's one. Alright, and there's the other one. Oops, hello. Ah, and I didn't get drops from either of them, but that was very exciting. And so, even if I don't get the drops, at least it's fun, and when I do get the drops, that'll be even better because I will be able to practice my teleportation skills once I collect some more ender pearls. How are we doing on nighttime at this point? Where is the moon? Is directly above. Alright, we still have plenty of night. This is awesome. Let's see if we get some more endermen. Okay, so I did that for a few nights, and I'm up to 6 ender pearls now. I only managed to get a couple, but I did kill a bunch of endermen. And it's fun, which is the most important thing. And so I'm going to continue to light up the cave systems that are there's a big ravine and a mine shaft underneath that area. And so I figure as I light more of that up, there'll be less places for enemies to spawn underground, and so more of them will spawn up top on the roof. And so as a result, I'll have more enemies spawning and more opportunities to have endermen spawn at night up there while I see them. So that could be a fun way to get more ender pearls. In any case, at some point I'm going to start trying to use the ender pearls both to do experiments with the teleportation as well as using them combined with the blaze powder to create the Eye of the Ender that we can use to go find a stronghold. So we have a lot of things coming up. In any case, this is probably a good place to cut off the episode, so I will see you all next time.